one of the things that to me, I think we're hardwired for by God
Mm-hmm.
as people is to have family and enjoy the beauty and the goodness of family.
Sure.
And he doesn't want that anymore because he's a nihilist and there's no meaning and there's no guarantee that he would be a good parent and he would ruin his kids. And so his entire worldview is now, I'm a nihilist. There's no meaning. I don't want kids. I don't want family. I just want to work. What brings me the most amount of joy is working 18 hours a week. He's kind of created his own meaning.
I'm sorry, 18 hours a week?
Excuse me, 18 hours a day.
Oh.
Sun up to sundown. He just wants to work. That's where I
was about to say, that's my dream as well.
As a nihilist, that's where he finds his value and his meaning.
Sure.
He creates his own meaning, and family is outside of that meaning. Now, he's entering the age where that may be irreversible with his spouse.
Sure.
Who's, by all intents and purposes, because I think the Christian background in a Christian worldview, I actually think they have implemented a lot of Christian virtues into their marriage without even knowing it.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to stay together. That clock is going to tick eventually, and then before you know it, you'll wake up. You're 45, you're 50 years old. I'm not talking to you. I mean this person. Right. And then you don't have kids, and you miss out on the joy, and you miss out on the beauty of family. And I don't know. I'm assuming you do want kids and want to be married at some point. Yeah. So that's what I mean. That I say all that to say that's what I mean by.
So, I mean, I think that you can do all of that within a nihilistic worldview.
Okay.
I mean...
But do you see what I'm saying? When meaning is removed and there's no objective, you're be fruitful and multiply.
Sure.
Right? How do we change the world? In my opinion, having more godly Christian kids.
Sure.
Because the secular materialists aren't having as many. So we proliferate the world with more Christian kids. We teach them to love God, love neighbor. We teach them to be useful and to also help other people with the excess that they have. And I think that's one of the ways we change the world, right? Be fruitful and multiply. So, but you don't have that imperative anymore as a nihilist. Not you, but he doesn't have that imperative anymore as a nihilist. So then he says, I'm suspending this thing as a parent, and I don't want to be a parent, and I don't care to be a parent, and I'm just going to live for myself right here and now because I'll be forgotten in 100 years from now anyway.
Sure. First and foremost, I hope that I hope that people are not having kids strictly out of a theological imperative.
Oh, some people are for sure. Shout out to the Catholics. Props to the Catholics. Props. I mean, we know a lot of people who are like, we feel like as many as God will give us. That's a theological imperative,
right?
You know?
Right.
I don't. By the way, that's not my imperative.
Sure.
You know, I got two, and I feel like this is great for us, and we can help other kids.
Sure. I mean.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail you.
No, you're fine.
I always feel like you start and then I like say something and then you're trying to find your place. So forgive me.
You are
the comment
forgiven.
is coming.
Forgiven. Grace and mercy.
Stop cutting off Jared Ruslan. That's coming. Go ahead.
You're good, man. When I think about how I do morality as a nihilist, it's sort of like being suspended in midair.
Okay.
I've decided to live my life in such a way that it would bring about the society that I want to live in 50 years from now.
Okay.
I don't believe that moral actions have eternal, unending consequences. I think that they have temporary, real consequences. If you want to bastardize your children and, become a workaholic and become estranged from your wife, I think you can do that. I don't think God's going to smite you, but I don't think you want to do that. Mm-hmm. If you're really thinking logically and you're thinking about the long-term implications of that, I don't think you want that. Mm-hmm. And I don't think you want to come to a point where you're 70 and you've regretted all of it. Mm-hmm. So I think for the vast majority of people, they don't need the religious add-on to that.
Do you think they can come to those conclusions on their own, though?
Can they come to those conclusions on their own?
I think there's a conscious that we all have that's wired by God. I would say that's eternity is written on the hearts of man.
Sure.
Right. And I think there's they that had no law were a law unto themselves. Romans 2. So I think there's that. But do you think most people can figure all of this out intrinsically?
Or do they need the guardrails of the church and the Bible?
Yeah. Community, guardrails of the Bible and community. And
I think the majority of people would be fine without it.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think.
Because, I think that I'm a really smiley person.
You're a very happy person.
I'm a very happy person, which is hilarious because I think humans are worthless.
You said it.
I did. Again, I'm not a spokesperson for atheists. I can't turn that off. And I don't think that having a Bible verse that said, be nice and tip your waitress would really change how I do things. I think that I can't turn off who I am as a person. When you're talking about really difficult and austere actions as people, doing the right thing, I don't think that that's how you get people there.
I think you take for granted how good your parents are.
Oh, they're wonderful.
And were to you.
And I probably do.
And wired you for that. As someone that comes from communism, I'd argue the conclusions of
but imagine that you weren't a believer. How would you raise your kids? Wouldn't you still tell them to be kind and generous?
I don't even know if I'd have kids if I was a believer. I don't know if I'd even be here if I wasn't a believer.
Why?
Because I would have likely gotten myself arrested and got caught up in the revolving door of that system.
Do you think that you need...
I mean, I did get myself arrested at age 11. And had I not become a believer, I probably would have stayed on a similar trajectory. So I say that to say, coming from communism, coming from a freakishly godless environment as a child.
Yeah.
I don't remember going to church ever as a kid back in the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
I was not naturally generous. I had to learn to be generous. I had to learn to be an above average tipper at a restaurant, to be a blessing to people, and not necessarily write a Bible verse every time I leave a fat tip. I had to learn that. I had to learn to live below my means. I had to learn to love neighbor. I had to learn to listen and not just pile drive through people I disagree with, right? And try to build rapport and all that. All of that I had to learn. In the same way I would say, we have to learn to drive a car. You got to learn to drive a car. You got to go to driver's ed. You got to take the test. You got to pass the test. And you got a 6-month window where you can't have anybody in your car with you when you're a teenage driver. And then you get to drive normal. And then at 18, I think you get your full license or whatever. But we think and we assume that like marriage and parenting will just come to us naturally. And I just don't think they come to us naturally. I think nurture may come to women naturally to nurture their babies, but I don't think that these things are natural for us to be. A husband ought to lay down his life for his wife the way Christ laid down his life for his church. I don't think that's a natural thing. And I think you have a temperament that is, I would say, a lot of nature and nurture. I think some of that was probably passed down genetically by your parents because they sound like good people. And some of that was probably nurture. There's so much of your temperament that was probably caught and not overtly taught.
So yes, I would say that it was largely taught to me.
You think you take it for granted?
Sure. I'm really hesitant though, the idea that like, oh man, secular people or even atheists aren't able to like raise, healthy, well-adapted.
That wasn't my claim.
I'm probably misstating it. But I mean, at a wide scale, like I lived in the Netherlands for a little while and I think that they were doing well and thriving.
Yeah. But I would argue the Scandinavian nations are still built on the back of Christian virtues and values that they probably take for granted. Just like your kids, even you stay atheist, you marry an atheist.
Sure.
You have kids. There will be things you pass down to them.
Yeah.
That, in my opinion, I could draw a through line and say these are probably things from your parents who love Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No. And I mean, any positive things that Christians and Christianity has added to the discussion, in any way in which they've moved the needle forward, I want to celebrate that.
Okay.
I'm all about that.
I think there's something to that with, I think we just take it for granted. I think the West takes it for granted.
We do. So, I mean, maybe to kind of drive this home, I think that if, the majority of the atheists in the world, or if the majority of the people in the world tomorrow just woke up and became an atheist, I think that it wouldn't change a ton. Now, maybe you can say like, hey, you know, the kindness and the virtue that they've inherited has come from Christianity. Totally fine. But I think that when I see people deconverting, I don't see them loving their kids any less. The place where my nihilism, where the rubber meets the road, is my ability to say objectively that one set of circumstances is less desirable than another. At an objective level, I can say I don't like it. I can say I don't like it when your friend cheats on his wife and has multiple kids with multiple women. I can't say that it's wrong in an objective sense.
No. I appreciate you saying that. And so I think we would, because I was going to ask you about the lady who did the 100 guys, OF model, did 100 guys in 8 hours. Now she did 1,000 guys in a day.
Did she?
Oh yeah.
1,000?
1,000, bro. Yeah.
With the same girl?
Same girl.
Interesting.
Do the math on that if you really want to be grossed out.
2 pump chump, man.
Yeah, bro. No, I'm talking multiple folks all at once.
Oh.
Yeah. So
well, I'm just saying. Yeah,
is it that's not objectively wrong to you? That's not objectively subjectively wrong?
I can say that, you know, that what people are feeling is a very innate sense of disgust. And I would say that that's an evolutionary byproduct. To me, I haven't seen the videos about her. Certainly haven't seen the porn videos. But, yeah, I mean, you know, if she's able to live with the ramifications of that,
More power to her, huh?
More power to her.
Wow. Really?
I mean, what else can you say? Like, you know, who is being wronged in that? You know, like
herself. She's harming herself.
Well, but I mean,
she's harming those men.
You've got a streak of libertarianism in you, don't you? I mean, you think that people should be able to, you know, smoke weed or drink, right?
Oh, no, man. I think the more conservative and older I get and the more I have kids, I become less and less libertarian, bro.
That's fair.